And there, well, that. Oh.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of One More Cup of Coffee.
And here's James
on FCUM TV. Oh, hello everyone.
Oh, hello Ben.
Hi, Ben.
We're working on angles, you see. We're trying to find out new ways of delivering this with new dynamic camera angles.
We've just gone down to 3 hits while you're saying that, so...
Hey, listen,
still
that's
hits. We'll take that.
That's 2 more than last show.
Come on, Chantal, come on.
Chantal is going...
Sorry, I've got hold of it. Do you want to wave at the people at home?
There you go. There's Chantal, who does a tremendous job doing the announcing in FC. She yet has to announce my winning number for the half-time draw, but tremendous work. One of the young ladies has been here for a long time.
So, it's finished 0-0. Very battling 0-0 though, wasn't it?
You look like Inside Private Eye. If you could see. You do. Sorry.
We think we're funny, apparently.
Oh,
I think it was a very first. I thought that the FC were good in the second half, and I really liked the performance of Craig Linfield, who I think looks like a player. He looked like, to me, he wanted the ball all the time, wanted to take charge of the situation. He's back from injury, so he's not 100% by any means. But I think there's just signs there. Some of his quality deliveries were good, but Wolfen didn't hit the bar. Just chances though. There were chances. Norton had a great chance, of course, before he was injured, very sadly.
And we should say best wishes to Mike Norton and Scott Cheetham.
Yeah, of course.
Mike Norton's was typical Mike Norton, offside. Can't get more lost cause than that. And
yeah, very good point.
And unfortunately he got injured, but hopefully it's not too serious. But
I just think that the performance was good. They were all over. But the central problem facing FC United is putting the ball in the back of the net. 3 clean sheets on the run, some good play, too many long balls, and really it's a familiar pattern. I just think we've got to play it to feet more. FC have got to play it to feet more.
Well, goal scoring is a problem this year. We're one of the lowest goal scorers in the league, and how do we fix this?
I think you look at that overall performance, and certainly from the second half, it's against the team that scored 4 goals on Saturday themselves in a very hard-fought game against League Town. I think goals will come. If you're creating chances, goals will come. I mean, there was a number of chances towards the end there. If a player had decided, put themselves into that position where they just thrown themselves at the ball and, off whatever part of the body, perhaps we could have done something. Linfield, as you say, is a bright spark in the respect that he's getting down the flanks and he's putting decent balls in. And there was some good quality, purposeful balls within the game this evening.
Some dangerous crosses, I thought.
There were,
which has been rare for this season, but we've just not got our head on the end of them.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we got Tom Greaves on the bench, and it's very telling, isn't it, that fact that he's not come on. Ordinary, a fit Tom Greaves would have been on that pitch to try and win a game towards the end, but unfortunately, I think he was just making up the numbers on the bench. It will be interesting to see where we bring Conor Bauer back now, because you've lost Mike Norton, you've got an injury to a not fully fit Tom Greaves.
He has to come back, doesn't he?
Well, you would expect. Carl said that, where he's gone out to Ossett, hasn't he?
Ossett Albion.
And he said, look, there's an understanding between the 2 managers there, so hopefully, he'll come back. Failing that, he's got other options. He can go look out. There's a lot of players out there that are, top draw centre forwards that FC United might have to look at. And that combination of Norton and Greaves looks like it's not going to be happening for quite a while now because of that injury to both players. And we're going to have to maybe look at a plan B. But I thought overall, there was positives.
The second half was much more positive.
Total in command. I mean, the back line sort of basically marshalled everything quite, and that was without Knowles, who is kind of in a way has been the leader, the more experienced. He wasn't there tonight, but it is simply a matter of getting on the end of one and putting it in the back of the net. Great effort from Wolfen.
The Wolfie effort was brilliant, wasn't it? The control of it, the little loft over the defender's head, and then on the volley.
Yeah.
He's been doing that from the age of 12 years of age.
We can't
he's
keep
gone all the way
bigging up
through.
Wolfer. Otherwise, people are going to accuse us of having some kind of father bond with Wolfer.
I don't think they are.
Maybe they can, because he is top draw. But what was notable actually this evening, though, the fact that they never started with Maguire. And Maguire's their top goal scorer, good quality player. He only came on in the last 15 minutes. Equally, they never started with Neil Hooks. Now Neil Hooks, as I said in commentary, he's a player that ordinarily plays in his slippers with a cigar and a cognac at the side of him, and he is a cultured player. It must have taken a huge amount out of that team. For them, I think they're going to be very, very happy with their performance tonight. They're going to be very happy with going away with a point, because they've had to dig in against a resolute FC United defence and team in general, and to get a point away from home, they're going to be happy with. But it's notable what you said to me earlier on, Ben. We look at the referee. We look at the referee and we look at decisions that are made. None of those decisions actually were crucial decisions in the respect of goal scoring opportunities or penalties that we never got or anything like that. But he did enough to create an atmosphere. Yeah. The fans got up, the players got up, and half
the time it was like fans standing up and going, "That's our throw-in." It's not really, what we're getting excited about. But there's going to be a lot of talk on the phone tonight about how bad that referee is. It's all about opinions, but you can't deny the effect he had on the crowd and the match in general. And
he increased FC United's tempo increased. There was a battle between Wearmouth and Brownhill on this near touchline. I thought Brownhill won that, and then the referee unfairly booked him for a challenge which I thought was absolutely perfectly good challenge. Nothing wrong with that. But all over the pitch, they were matched quite evenly. I thought this evening the team against everyone against each other. Even the match again. The one thing that we looked at, and again in the 90 minutes of football, and for both teams, is neither goalkeeper being tested. I mean, it's been something that we've seen all season, really. The goalkeepers very little in front of goal, shots on target.
Neither of them made a save.
That's what I mean. It's.
You could point that, because for all the bluster in front of their goal in that second half with the crosses, Kay and the like they're always going wide, weren't they?
Kay had a golden opportunity. He headed the ball, he got up there, and he should have scored.
He just got up a bit too early, didn't he?
The other thing you say, it was basically his second touch of the game, and perhaps he was a little bit, rusty because he'd just come on. But again, that's a gilt-edged chance, and perhaps that should have been the goal that took us on to make sure that we went and secured all 3 points. But we had a very tough game against Rushall, didn't we, on the Saturday? And you can see that, but they put a shift in. Again, it's undefeated. The goals, I believe, will come. I think there's enough quality and enough in the play to suggest that. The one thing that you'll have to look at, though, I think you're going to have to look at maybe different options, different plan A's and B's and C's, because for some part of that second half, it was the likes of Daniels that was taking the Norton role and flicking the ball, or trying to flick the ball on
to no one in
particular, unfortunately. But they'll address that, and it's a hard fought draw. Carl will feel aggrieved, I would have thought, that we haven't won all 3 points. I think perhaps on a different day we might have got all 3 points, but 0-0, as you say, James, another clean sheet. The goals aren't going in, but a better performance, and it's starting to slowly but surely, the resolute.
I think you'd rather have 0-0s than Ilkeston's and Frickley's aways. So that is a positive.
Well, yeah,
from a defensive point of view.
There wasn't a gung-ho attitude. They kept the shape quite well, and I think in that respect, FC United of Manchester can be quite happy in a lot of ways. That's my son and his friends.
Who's this?
He's got his back to the television. He hasn't got it looking at the television. He doesn't know we're on television, Ben. It's okay.
But he's your son.
FC Youth.
You've got this nasty knack, and it is a nasty knack, of if there's a camera or microphone anywhere, Swampy will suddenly appear. It's amazing now. He's got like a beacon that just seeks out media attention.
It's gone again.
Just lastly on football then. On Sunday, FA Trophy, Paddyham, old school.
Brett Ormrod.
Yeah, back in the day, this is where it kind of all began, league-wise. Okay, but it's FA Trophy.
It is indeed.
And we have to get a good run in this year, surely.
Their league position is particularly false. At the bottom of the Evo Stick North Division 1.
It takes something to be worse than New Mills.
Yes, that's a good point. Brett Ormrod is a danger, but they've got one more danger man, and it's a centre forward. He's a big, strong, he'll hold everything up, and you won't get around him. I'm sure FC United have seen him play. If they're seeing this guy play, they'll know hopefully how to deal with him, because he is absolute quality, and he will be the player that tries to peel off and play balls out to Ormrod. He scored a hat-trick at the weekend, and it's going to be a tough encounter there. Right off, he was on the radio this afternoon, bigging it up on TalkSport, Brett Ormrod. I don't have a problem when he's bigging things up about FC United. That's fine. He's on Hawksby and Jacobs, which is a reasonably good radio show. Not quite as good as most of yours, Ben.
He means all of them.
But it's going to be a tough encounter. I mean, James, I don't know how you see it, but
well, I mean, I think that a player. I mean, Ormrod scored a hat-trick the other day. I mean, it is obviously of great interest to be interested for the fans to see a Premier League player, and he is the one that FC, along with the guy you talked about. The main thing is that it is the FA Cup of non-league, and FC United have got to take it seriously and move forward, particularly with the disappointment of going out in the second round of the qualifying stages of the FA Cup. And I think that I generally agree with Swampy that there's a lot of cause for optimism in the sense that goals will come. There's just a little bit more patience sometimes. I still think there's too many long balls. Sometimes the long ball is the right ball, but there's still too many of those for my liking. I thought that was true for both teams tonight. But and I do like the look of Craig Linfield. Whether playing right up front as he was is the best position for him, I'm really not sure, but he looks quality to me.
Yeah, he's probably had to adapt a little bit more tonight than he would want to. But there's optimism. There's a lot of hope. We're still very early in the season, and the teams
top side seems to be struggling now.
They're not necessarily struggling, but they're certainly not running away with it as they once were. The results tonight may have favoured other teams in and around us, but the FA Trophy is a great opportunity for FC United to try this season to get some silverware. If it's not going to be the league, let's try and win a cup competition.
Well, at least let's start playing the big sides.
It'd be great to get a game against a conference team.
No disrespect to Paddy.
Not at all, no, because that's their FA. It's their FA. This is their cup final, isn't it?
Where's everyone gone?
But I suppose, Ben, as the lights are going out, it might be slightly back in.
No, I think when the curtain falls, it's time to
leave
the
time
stage.
To go. And on that bombshell, it is now time to leave this one more cup of coffee.
Stroke Cocoa.
Not
made with Irish water, though.
And we must say all the best to Michael Norton and Scott Cheatham.
Certainly, yes.
So,
and a safe journey back to the people of Blyth.
Yeah,
indeed.
Even the ones who work in the club shop selling you key rings.
Dodgy key rings.
The bombshells that come out on FC Live. It's amazing. Anyway, goodbye everyone.
Take care.
See you on Sunday.
Bye.
Come on, James.
Is it like
where
now
is
it's
Brian,
time to say
by the
goodbye
way?
to so you know your friends. We'd like to thank you kindly in for joining
you.
Your friends.
Better effort than that, lads. Come on.
I think the Air Bear bunch are here.